Hello, very good morning to all of you. Thanks for joining on a Sunday morning. Very happy to see you, the passion to be here to study strategic management with us. We have been doing chapter number 1, which is Introduction to Strategic Management, and we will continue the chapter and complete the chapter today. So, a big welcome to all of you again to this session for you guys on strategic management. I see a couple of people have already joined. Very happy to see people here, right? Again, like we have said earlier as well, the sessions are for you. Be as interactive as you can, please, right? Answer all the questions that we ask. Be interactive in terms of your thoughts, what you feel, what you're understanding. If you're not understanding anything, feel free to put it on the chat. Happy to answer. At the end of the session, we would also open the session for Q&A where we will unmute you. You would raise your hand, I would unmute you, and you can ask your questions again, right? I hope we are all set. You have revised what we studied yesterday. You still have that hangover of the knowledge we had yesterday. And there was also assignment that was uploaded yesterday. So I hope you had a chance to take a look. If not, please do today. We will upload the notes of this chapter today. I'll also upload part 2 of the assignment of what we study today. Go take a look, solve it, and we will discuss that in the next session. When we join in, the assignments are for you to practice. So use those resources. Part 1 already uploaded. Take a look if you haven't. Hope you have, but if not, after the session, please don't go right now figuring out where it is. We will do that. Also, assignment for today's session will also be uploaded by midday today. So you can then go and practice throughout the week and continue doing that. Like ma'am also said yesterday, we have so many resources on the BOS website. Please make sure you use those resources. Those are for you. The model test papers, the revision test papers, the question banks, and all of that is available. Use that. Okay. So before I begin, before I even start the session, very quick question or session for you. I'll quickly ask questions. You have to answer me. Okay. Here we go. Strategy is partly proactive, partly what? It's partly proactive and partly dash. What is this dash? Fill in the blank. Very nice, Uma. I already see an answer. Very nice. Strategy is partly proactive, partly what? Rihanna, great. I want each one of you to answer. This is your session. We quickly revise. Taki bar bar you don't have to study this. You don't have to go back and keep studying. We'll revise it here itself. Neeraj, Ananya, Malakshmi, very nice. Just 5 more seconds if you're answering very quickly. Shifa, very nice. Neeraj, Alma, Sunil, everybody, right. The answer is right. Partly proactive, partly reactive. Very nice. Okay, now, quick question for you. There were two people. There were two people who defined strategic management. Can you name any one of those? The two professors or acclaimed professionals who defined strategic management. I'm also going to ask some study material questions to see if you guys are reading or not. Okay, I have one. Whom has already answered. There were two highly acclaimed people who defined strategic management. We studied their definitions yesterday. Can you tell me the names of any one of those? Okay, I see Bhuma, Rihanna. Very nice. Now people are stuck. ये नाम भी याद रखने नहीं. I'm just checking if you were reading carefully or not. This won't come in exam, like names won't come in exam, but I'm just checking if you were attentive or not. तो ये मत सोचना नाम भी एग्जाम में आएंगे, but I'm just checking your attentiveness. Okay, I see names Iger and H. Ensoff and William Gluck. Okay, wonderful. Even before you couldn't answer, that's okay. We'll go to the next question. The next question is, can you tell me, okay, can you tell me what is the most important part of competitive advantage? What's the most important part of competitive advantage? What's the most important part of competitive advantage? I see a lot of people have already are thinking, oh, what is this question? What's the most important part of competitive advantage? Important part or the characteristic? Probably let me put it in a different way. What's the most important characteristic of competitive advantage? No, Rihanna, that's not the right answer. Yep, I see one answer from Ananya, that's right. Muma, no, that's not right. One important characteristic of competitive advantage. I've just seen one correct answer. I want each one of you to answer, guys. We're not here to listen to a lecture. We are here to learn something together. I will learn so much new from you, and you have to learn new things from me. So it's going to be give and take. It's your class. Use that, interact. Okay. The correct answer, my friends, is it has to be valued by the customer. The most important characteristic of competitive advantage है भैया valued by the customer. What you're telling me, the market share decrease is a result of competitive advantage. That's not a characteristic, it's the outcome. Have greater advantage from the other competitor, right? That's the outcome. It has to be valued by the customer. Like we talked yesterday, if you are very different, if you are doing something immensely different and interesting as compared to your competitors, but if the customer doesn't even need it, the customer doesn't value it, it's a wasted effort. So competitive advantage, the most important characteristic is valued by the customer. Uma, absolutely. The example from the shoes which had skates. Okay, very nice. Can somebody or everybody, I would need this answer from everybody, because if you can't answer this, then there's no point of going to chapter number 2. Can you give me the 4 points of the flow of strategic management? We had 4 points of how the strategic management flows, the flow of strategic management. Give me those 4 points of flow of strategic management very quickly. Take a minute, type in, think. What are the 4 steps and the flow of strategic management? It always starts with creating a plan, which is formulation, right? No, that's not right. It starts with analyzing the environment. It starts with analyzing the environment, goes on formulating the strategy, finally implementing the strategy, and then evaluating the strategy. You first evaluate or you analyze. What do you do first? You analyze first. You analyze the environment, you formulate the strategy, you implement it, and you finally evaluate if it makes sense or not. Okay? If it really makes sense or not is evaluated at the last stage, my friend. The first stage is formulation of strategy. First you formulate, then you put an implementation plan, and finally you figure out if it's working or not. People starting their answer with formulation of the strategy, you've already lost 5 marks in your answer. It starts with evaluation of the environment. It starts with what the business environment is like. Figuring out the competitors, the market, the customers. Based on that, you formulate the strategy, and finally you implement it and then evaluate if it's making sense. The strategic management process, 4 things in the flowchart. That's right. All of you who got the answer right, congratulations. You were very attentive. People who did not, don't worry. You now know the right answer. Exam में गलत नहीं होना चाहिए. यहाँ पे make as many mistakes as you can. Make as many mistakes as you can in these classes in your practice. Please exam में ये गलतियाँ नहीं होनी चाहिए. So it's important you make mistakes here. Okay? Take it as a practice learning session. Don't worry if you don't know the answer. If your answer was wrong, that's okay. Next question for you before I get into the topic. Okay? Define POSDC for me. What is POSDC? What is POSDC? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Very nice. Very happy to see so many answers. Very, very happy. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. POSDC, POSTUC. Not drafting, but directing. Mujahid, it's directing, not drafting. Okay? Don't worry, you're learning. Still learning, so that's okay. Make mistakes. Exam में मत करना. Okay, let's go to where we left the chapter yesterday, which is strategic management, the importance and limitations. Circle back your mind into the class on the screen. We will learn this very quickly with examples, okay? Now, 1, what does strategic management do for a business is 1, it defines the goal and the mission. Defines the goal and mission for the organization. Let me put a marker here. Okay, very nice. It defines the goal and vision. Question to you, my friends. मैं नहीं answer करूँगा, आप करोगे. Why is a goal and a mission important for an organization? Why do you even need it? Why do you even need it? Tell me. Why does an organization, I will not give you any personal examples today. I will just give you business examples today. Why does a business need a goal and a mission? To achieve a desired output. That's right. To grow, to succeed, to know where we are headed. Eventually, karna kya hai? To figure out what do you even want from the business, right? That's why you need to define your goals and mission. That's why you need to define the goal and the mission. It helps to know what we want to do and what we want to achieve. It's the purpose to run the business. That's right. It's the purpose to run the business. And you know, the interesting thing is, my friend, strategic management helps in doing that. Can somebody tell me how? Can somebody tell me how does strategic management really help in defining a goal and a mission? Strategic management कैसे help करेगा? How will you know what is strategic management? Yes, we know the process, the 4 steps. We know what a strategy is. We know what the strategic management is all about. Bringing resources together to develop an action plan, a blueprint of what the company wants to do. So how does that really help in defining a goal and a vision? Absolutely, Shailesh. You're given the right answer. Bang on first time, which is the first step of analysis of environment really helps you define your goal and mission. That's right, Uma. Absolutely. For example, for example, if I'm analyzing a business, let's say I am starting a business of electric toothbrush. Okay, think with me. You will give me the goal and the mission. I come to you, dear consultant, dear strategic management consultants. Please help me. I am starting a business of electric brush, and I bring the product from Vietnam. The product is manufactured in Vietnam. I bring it to India. I label it as an Indian product because I bring raw material, the components from there. I assemble it in India, and I want to sell it more like an Indian brand, right? And that's my electric brush. That's the broad story of my brand. My question to you is, how big do you think the market is? How many units can I sell in 1 year in India? What do you think? As a consultant, my question is very simple. Electric brush बेचना है मुझे. How many units do you think I can sell in India in year one? Interesting question. We'll talk about strategy the whole day today. The next session, when I say whole day, this session. So let's give me a number. I don't want a limited, few more. Give me some number. Whatever you think. It's okay. No number is right or wrong. It's your assumption. Okay. Vishal says about 50, 55,000. Uma says 30, 40% since ordinary. What is 30, 40%, Uma? Give me a number. 30, 40% of what? 1 to 10 lakh. प्रेम सीधा 1 से 10 लाख. कोई रेंज छोटी सी दो. इतनी बड़ी रेंज कौन सी होती है? 1 से 10 लाख. एक बेचूंगा तो लॉस में हूँ, 10 बेचूंगा प्रॉफिट में हूँ. Give me a smaller range. 1 to 10 lakhs is not a range. Like 50 to 55,000, like Vishal said, is a good range. Okay. If we create demand, then up to 10 lakhs. ठीक है जी? Very nice. 3% of total population, 160 crores. तो 3% हो गए ऑलमोस्ट 4-5 करोड़ लोग. 4 करोड़ लोग को हम जाके बेचेंगे. 4 crore is what Silesh says. Okay. Urban population will prefer a percentage of urban population in India. Okay, let's say 35% of population in India, 35-37% is urban. So 150 का 35% कितना हो गया? 1/3, 50 करोड़ लोग. 50 करोड़ इलेक्ट्रिक ब्रश बेच सकते हो आप ईयर वन में. क्या बात कर रहे हो? ओके, ओके, डोंट वरी. Every answer is a right answer. You have a logic behind your assumption. If that assumption is right or wrong is a separate conversation, but you have a logic. The urban population ले लेगी, rich people would buy, uh, very few people will buy. सिर्फ 50-55,000 का है. Nobody's gonna buy a brush which is electric, and maybe you're charging 500-600 rupees for a toothbrush. I don't think a lot of Indians would want to buy, right? If we create demand, we can sell, right? Depends. You're doing market analysis, you're doing customer analysis. Step one of strategic management is helping you set a goal. It's helping you define a goal. Now, whatever number you said, can become a goal for you in year one. Yes or no? Very quickly. Whatever you said as a number of units you think you would sell becomes your goal for year one, right? Absolutely. We'll talk about mission separately, but strategic management, which involves analyzing the environment, both internal and external. People who said 50 crores, people who said 5 crores, people who said 10 lakhs, you only analyzed the market, but did you think about कि मेरा सप्लायर मेरे को 50 करोड़ ब्रश एक साल में दे भी सकता है या नहीं? The analysis has to be robust. It's okay. I'm just thinking with you, the number, whatever you say, is okay. But one step deeper, strategic management is not just market and customer, but also your internal capabilities. क्या आपका सप्लायर आपको 50 करोड़ ब्रश दे सकता है? दे सकते हैं तो अच्छी बात है, ले लो. Do a business. If not, then maybe you will have to relook at your goals. Maybe you have to relook at your mission. Maybe you have to relook at the size of your business. It depends. it all depends. ठीक है? But yes, strategic management helps define goals and also a mission. What could be, now my question to you is, what could be a mission for my brand? I am an electric brush brand. What could be my mission? क्या mission होगा मेरा? What could be my mission? Dental wellness. Okay. What else? Okay, to sell maximum, mission clear teeth for kids, growth of the business. These are not mission. Mission तो थोड़ा सा, it should be थोड़ा flashy, no? मिशन तो थोड़ा फ्लैशी होना चाहिए कि लोग रिलेट टू यू. ग्रोथ ऑफ द बिजनेस, सेल मैक्सिमम प्रोडक्ट, सब तो ठीक है. दीज आर फाइनेंशियल एंड बिजनेस मेट्रिक्स. मिशन थोड़ी ना हो सकता है ये. One example of mission I got was clear teeth even for kids who don't like to brush. Okay, could be one interesting take on the business. What else could be a mission? Maybe it could be to make dentists recommend brushing easy and make it enjoyable for people. My mission is to make brushing enjoyable for people. That could be my mission कि यार लोगों को मजा आना चाहिए. It should become an entertainment. Every morning there's an electric brush and it becomes an entertainment. Okay? To revolutionize the oral health of India. That's my mission. मैं एक revolution ला रहा हूँ oral health India की. Exactly. Or we can also have making oral health more sustainable and planet friendly. अब देखिए, a normal brush is of plastic and you discard it, the plastic is to be recycled. Most of the time it doesn't, so it's not very environment friendly. Let's assume your brush, let's say, is environment friendly. Only the head changes and the head is made out of wood. The body is electric and plastic, but it goes on for 5-7 years. So you're really putting less plastic back into the earth. Maybe your mission is making oral health more sustainable and planet friendly. Could be anything. These kind of statements are mission. These are some missions you would have as a business, right? Make oral health enjoyable. Okay? Do you understand? We'll study mission, vision, intent in detail, but understand the business metric cannot be a mission. Business metric cannot be a mission because every business का mission पैसा कमाना, grow करना, success लेना ही है. No business is doing so much of efforts just because they say, oh, I don't want to make money. वो तो सबका ही mission है. That's why you're doing business if you're a for-profit organization. Okay, nice. So strategic management, my friend, helps in defining the goals and the mission. It helps organization to develop core competency and competitive advantage. Chalo ji. Very interesting. Making home technology new normal. That's a good one, Kinari. Okay. Helps the organization to develop core competency and competitive advantage. ठीक है जी. What is core competency, my friends? Question to you is, what is core competency? I want you to answer. What do you think is core competency? Specialized in that field. Okay. I'll explain this with so many examples कि आपको मजा आने वाला है. Okay? What is core competency? And after that, we'll also understand what is the difference between core competency and competitive advantage. But before that, I want you to answer what is core competency. I see one is specialized in that field. Okay, unique strengths that cannot be copied. Okay, what else? I want each one of you to answer, please. I want each one of you to answer. What is core competency? I see a lot of people typing. People are typing what is core competency. Very nice. Chalo. While you're typing, let me ask another question. Okay. Knowledge, skills, resource. Okay, very nice. How many of you know Nike as a brand? The shoes brand, the sneaker brand Nike. कितने लोग को पता है? Give me a yes. Give me a yes if you have heard about the brand Nike. ठीक है जी. What's the average price of a Nike sneaker? Do you know? What's the average price of the Nike sneaker? कितने के आते हैं? अंदाजा. The range is huge, but starts from like anywhere like 3,000 plus, goes up till 70, 80,000, depending on how rare a shoe is. If they just made two of such kind of shoes, they even charge lakhs of rupees, right? But starts from 3, 4,000. Okay, my question number two is honest answer. We all know Nike. How many of you own a Nike shoe? कितने लोग इस Nike के जूते असली में हैं? Give me a yes or give me a no. 90% of the people are saying we don't own the shoe, right? Few people say yes, I have a Nike shoe, which is good. 90% including me, I don't own a Nike shoe. I've never bought a Nike shoe. Okay. But the point is, my friend, but the point is, we all know about a company, but we have never used the product. तो हमें कैसे पता है उसके बारे में? How do you know about Nike? आपने कभी यूज नहीं किया. You have never bought that brand, but you still know about the brand. And you know price also. खरीदा नहीं है, but price पता है. खरीदा तो है ही नहीं, but price पता है. कैसे? Possible कैसे है? Advertising, marketing, brand image. So now my question to you is, what's the core competency of Nike as a brand? Nike की core competency क्या है? What's the core competency of Nike? What's the core competency of Nike? It's branding, it's marketing, it's brand image, right? The core competency of Nike is branding and brand image building. Marketing आती है उनको बहुत अच्छी. They know absolute good marketing. That's the core competency of Nike. Very good at marketing. Let me take you to another example. How many of you have heard about this car called Toyota Innova? कितने लोगों को इनोवा पता है कौन सी कार है? वेरी नाइस. ठीक है. मोस्ट ऑफ अस नो इनोवा एज अ कार. वेरी गुड. What do you think is the core competency of Innova? What's the core competency of Innova? क्यों चलती है Innova? इतनी ज्यादा क्यों चलती है इनोवा? Why is every premium taxi an Innova? It's a family premium taxi, right? It's for the family, but it's a premium taxi. There are other cars like an Ertiga or a Miragio or XYZ. They're different taxis, but Innova, aate hi the price is a little higher. It's a family car. 5, 6 people want to travel. They book an Innova, and you feel comfortable. You feel premium, comfort, reliability, right? 7 seater, safe. They have trust. The customer का trust है उनके पास. So the quality of the product is their core competency. The quality that they're providing in the car is their core competency. ठीक है जी? It's their core competency. Now, my question to you is, Innova का competition कौन है? Question to you is, give me names of the cars which are competition of Innova. अभी आपको पूरा explain हो जाएगा. What is the core competency and a competitive advantage? You will tell me. I will not. We just talked about the core competency of Innova is top-notch quality at a lower price. ठीक है ना? It's not too costly as a car, probably, right? For the kind of quality it's giving. Now it's costly. Earlier it used to not be. But Innova is giving you top quality for a family, safety, durability, सब दे रहा है. Which cars are competition of Innova? Right? There are Kia, or you can say an MG Hector is a 6 seater, and Maruti Suzuki Ertiga is there, right? Tata Sumo is there, Mahindra XUV, Tata Safari, right? Hyundai Alcazar, that's there. All these cars are competition, but still, the taxi, the durability, the reliability, the long business. So business people need a car which is durable, goes for a long period of time, is strong, it asks for less maintenance, works, is powerful. दूर दूर तक जाना, they have to travel for thousands of kilometers. They need a nice, powerful car, and so they buy Innova. They don't buy all these Alcazar, XUV, Tata Safari वगैरह नहीं खरीदने taxi owners. Why? Why? Because top-notch quality. Because quality is better, trust they have created. Innova has created a trust with the customer, and that is the competitive advantage. People are not buying competitors' products, but they are buying Toyota's Innova. So Toyota Innova has a competitive advantage over the competitive products. Why? Because they have a core competency of durability, reliability, long-term relation or trust with the customer. Life है उस product की बहुत ज़्यादा. And my friend, magic statement. That is what the customer needs. That is what the customer needs. Customer doesn't want a big screen in the car. टैक्सी ओनर को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है कि कार के अंदर इतना बड़ा टैब मिल रहा हो. The tires are alloy. You have neon lights, the night lights, you have a sunroof. That's good for somebody who's buying their personal car. For somebody who wants it for business commercial purposes, does not even care about all these facilities. The customer for Innova is commercial business owner, and they're targeting that owner. The core competency is long life, quality, durability, reliability. They know the customer, they know what the customer values, they have worked on their core competence, something that they're really good at, they're known for it. उस पे काम किया है to create a competitive advantage. Do you understand? Do you understand? Give me yes or a no. Give me yes or a no. Very nice. Very nice. Now my question to you, dear morning learners, is ये सब तो ठीक है. How does strategic management help in all of this? ये चलो concept समझ आ गया कि भाई उन्होंने किया ये. I understand. How does strategic management help in doing this? कैसे help करता है ये करने में? For this, always remember this. AFIE जो चल रहा है ना अपना. Remember AFIE. Analyze, formulate, implement, evaluate. Strategic management helps you analyze what the customer wants. It helps you formulate a strategy, bringing your resources, your strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. SWOT analysis करके you understand what resources you need that the customer values. You bring those together, you implement it as a strategy, and you win in the market. So, strategic management is all about understanding the market, creating that, implementing that, evaluating. Your strategic management is all about creating a core competency and eventually a competitive advantage. ये इंपॉर्टेंस के सारे आंसर्स आपके AFIE में है. Analyze, formulate, implement, and evaluate. AFIE. All your answers are hidden in AFIE. All your answers are hidden in AFIE. The third important thing for strategic management that brings on the table is it helps organizations to be proactive instead of reactive in shaping its future. We have studied about this, my friend, that strategy and strategic management is a blend of proactive and reactive. We talked about it yesterday, that strategic management is a pure blend of reactive and proactive. ठीक है जी? But my question to you is, as a consultant, what would you tell the business owner? Should the business owner be more proactive or more reactive? Should a business owner be more proactive or more reactive? नहीं, ब्लेंड तो ठीक है, बट 50-50 है या 60-40 है, 70-30 है, क्या होना चाहिए? A lot of people saying 50-50, some people saying more proactive, somebody saying 60-40, 60 proactive, 40 reactive, 60-40, right? Very nice. You're thinking in the right direction, my friends, but listen to me very carefully. एक example देता हूँ, and then you tell me if your answer changes or not, okay? People who said 60-40, very nice. People who said 50-50, very nice. People who said a perfect blend, which is again 50-50, very nice. Listen to this question very carefully. There is one brand, let's talk about specs, okay? Chashme. There is a lens cart, assuming there's a lens cart, and there is Tata Eye. We all know about Lenskart and Tata Eye Plus. Yes, quickly, very, very quickly. We know Lenskart, we know Tata Eye Plus. Okay, very nice. Now, understand what we are going to talk about this proactive and reactive. ठीक है जी? Let's go. Lenskart figured out that maybe people don't really need, अभी तक तो कोई कर नहीं रहा था, going using that AI thing where you upload your profile, your selfie, the specs come, you keep checking that on the app. People are spending hours on the app just figuring out which specs, which sunglasses look better on my face, giving recommendations. Oh, you have a round face, go for square glasses. Oh, you have a square face, go for round glasses, whatever it is. They are educating, they're giving that information to the customer outright. Customer has not even asked for it, but they're saying, nee, nee, there's new thing for you to learn, we are expert at this, go and use this. Everybody is downloading the app from Instagram, they go to the ad, then they go to the Lenskart website, try specs, do a selfie thing, and then eventually it forces you, it takes you to a page where it says, oh, you buy 2 glasses, I'll give you 1,000 rupees off. And you say, ठीक है यार, 500 रुपए का चश्मा है, that's okay, let me try, why not? Let me just try a 500 rupees, it's not too much, maybe let's see, and you go and make a purchase. ठीक है जी. Other companies Titan I plus. Titan I plus क्या कह रहा है कि नहीं करना मुझे ये सब. I will just create premium stores. I will just create premium stores. I will not do an app thing. I will be online, but my focus is having good stores, premium products, premium brands, and I will give quality to the people. ठीक है जी. Now, who is being proactive in growing with the Indian youth? Which of the two brands do you think is being proactive in growing famous or capturing the Indian youth? I see Lenskart. What about others? Lenskart, 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 Lenskart. One, Varsha says, oh, Titan is also a famous among youth. Very rare. I haven't seen anybody young buying a Titan. It's very costly, right? The majority of you saying is Lenskart. What do you think? What do you think? Who is making more money? Let's not talk about profits, but revenue. Who has a higher revenue? What do you think? Who has more revenue? Titan I Plus or Lenskart? As per latest reports you would get on the internet, which are publicly available, Lenskart has more revenue than Titan I Plus. Okay, why? My question to you is why? My question to you is why? Exactly. That's very right, Kirari. They've created a need which was never existed. They were proactive. They were proactive in creating a need which even people were not aware of in need it. The proactiveness of the organization is helping them achieve success better than the competitor. If they can hold it for a long period, good for them. If they cannot, then the competitor will catch up as well. It depends on how long you keep this proactiveness in your organization. The longer you keep, the more successful you are. एक और example दूं. Who has invested in ChatGPT? Do you know which big organization has invested money in ChatGPT? किसने invest किया? Who has invested money in ChatGPT? ChatGPT use किया? Anybody who uses ChatGPT? Anybody who's used or uses ChatGPT? Yep, most of us. Most of us are now using ChatGPT. Very nice. Good that it supports us, but be very careful. That's absolutely right. Microsoft has invested a lot of money in ChatGPT. Microsoft has invested a lot of money in ChatGPT. Why? Why? To grow OI. That's being proactive. That is being proactive. Bana Banaya business that's making waves across the world. You buy that, you invest in that, you take a share in that organization, right? You take a share in that organization is being proactive to be ready for the future. फ्यूचर के लिए रेडी होने के लिए टू बी रेडी फॉर द फ्यूचर right? To be ready for the future, you have to be proactive. So now, my friends, my question is, what should be the ratio for an organization to be proactive and reactive? Should it be 50-50? Should it be 60-40? Should it be 70-30? What should be the ratio for an organization to be proactive and reactive? 50-50, 60-40, 70-30. Vishal says 70-30, man, because you got to be prepared for the future. Parveen says 60-40. Bhuma says still 60-40. Mujahid says still 60-40. Rihana says 70-30. Okay. Alma says 70-30. Proactive 80, reactive 20 only after quite a time. I says I would love to be an 80 reactive. Okay. 100% proactive. Boma, we'll take up questions. I'll unmute you at the end of the session, please. So we keep, maybe write down your questions somewhere. We'll take up the questions when we close the session for the last 30 minutes with you Q&A. We'll do that for sure. But note down your question. Would love to answer. Okay. Silesh says 100% proactive. Possibly nahi hai, but theek hai. Good. I would still, my personal, it's again, you are the consultant, you are the strategic management expert. No ratio is the right ratio, but generally, it should be 70-30. The more prepared you are for the future, the better it is. Understand it like this. The more prepared you are for the future, the better it is. And that's where being proactive comes in handy. If you're proactive, you're more prepared for the future. You have to react less. Reacting में ना stress होता है. Reaction leads to a lot of anxiety and stress. बहुत ज़्यादा stress होता है reaction में कि something I did not think of has happened. What do I do now? What do I do now? You're stressed. You might take wrong steps. You might take wrong steps. It's like you're driving on the road. There's a motorcycle which comes passing by. You have to just press the brake, figure out what happened, sit back for 2 minutes. Your heartbeat is fast. You're sweating. Why do you want to be in that situation? Being proactive is wherever there is a road intersection, you slow down your car. That's being proactive. If you slow down, you're going at 60, you slow down, come to 30 to see if nobody's passing because you know there are idiots on the roads. You're being proactive, right? You're being proactive. Slow down. नहीं है, you cross it and then you race again. क्योंकि रिएक्शन में तो बहुत स्ट्रेस होता है एंड यू माइट टेक रॉन्ग स्टेप्स मे बी इंस्टेड ऑफ ब्रेक अंडर स्ट्रेस यू पुट ऑन एक्सेलरेशन there are chances there will be a road accident. So reaction is good. It is a blend of proactiveness and being reactive, but the more prepared you are for the future, the better it is. Understand it like this. And when the money is involved, when the investors' money, banks' money, employees, stakeholders, the government, everybody is looking at your organization, you cannot work so much under stress and you cannot react easily. आपके पास इतना time, you don't have so much time. One, for reaction, you don't have time. Number two, you have to एकदम से allocate a lot of resources to react to a situation. Maybe the organization is not financially stable enough to bring all the resources together to react to a situation. Chances are less. So reaction is good, but it costs a lot of stress, money, resource allocation, planning. बहुत ज़्यादा stressful situation है. So we shouldn't get into that generally. करना तो है, react करना है, but the less I have to react, I can be more proactive, the better it is. Exam है September में. If I start studying from August, reacting, oh, this is what I've not done, I have to react now, things have changed, all of this doesn't help. You should have started in May, you should have started in April. Proactive होते आप तो आज आपको stress नहीं होता. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? It's a blend of proactive and reactive, but it is better to be more prepared for the future than to react and take wrong steps. Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down, yes, whatever. If you understand, give me a yes. It helps establish that you understand what I'm trying to explain. Okay, very nice. Makes sense, right? It makes sense. Awesome. Number four, provides framework for all major decisions of an enterprise. ठीक है जी? It provides a framework for all major decisions of an enterprise. Now, all major decisions are related to hiring, planning, organizing, directing, controlling. All major decisions: who needs to be hired, what team needs to be created, what product, what market. We will talk about strategic choices. ठीक है जी? Chapter number 4 जो है will talk about so many strategic decisions that the business can take or needs to take. For example, right? For example, the business should a business go double down on their product or not? चलो मैं ऐसे आपसे एक समझता हूँ. Okay. Before that, I have a question. Okay, we can say proactive is always active according to the situation. That's right. That's right, Parvez. Okay. My question to you is, dear friends, I am a manufacturer sitting in, let's say, Surat. I am a manufacturer of bed sheets. I am a manufacturer of bed sheets based out of सूरत. ठीक है जी? सूरत गुजरात में मेरा बिजनेस है एंड आई मैन्युफैक्चर बेड शीट्स. अब मुझे क्या पता चला कि भाई बेड शीट्स, थिंक अबाउट दिस, how do I grow my business? I'm thinking, and I am a good business. I sell about 100,000 units, which is 1 lakh bed sheets every year. The average price of my bed sheet is about 400-500 rupees as a wholesale price. So मैं 4-5 करोड़ रुपए का business कर लेता हूँ. ठीक है? Understand like this. I do a 4-5 crore business, bed sheets, average price 400-500, wholesale price है, based out of Surat, manufacturing bed sheets. I want to grow my business and I want to explore what more can I do with my business. I have two options. Okay. Now, I will give you two options. You tell me which one I should do. Okay. I will give you two options. Tell me which one you would suggest me कि हाँ ये कर लो, business grow up chances ज़्यादा है. Number one is, I tell all my retailers, if you buy 2 pieces, let's say, अगर आप मेरे से 2 पीस लेते हो, हर 2 पीस पे 1 पीस और, buy two get one more, or as they say, buy two get three ऑफर चला दूं. आज की डेट में I sell 1 lakh units, and how can I grow? I'm thinking, let me do this. Let me tell people buy two get three scheme चलाता हूँ, and people will say हाँ ठीक है, वो जो 500 वाली है वो 350 रुपए की पड़ेगी. The net 350 rupees will be the net price for a bed sheet for them, because they will get three at the price of two. They will get three at the price of two. So what I will do is I will sell more units. Once I sell more units, I get more market share, and slowly then after 3 months I will increase the price. ठीक है जी? I will increase the price after 3 months, and my units would have increased by then, because मैं market capture कर लूंगा 3 महीने में, माल ज्यादा देके. More stuff I'll sell. 1 lakh की जगह I'll sell 1,50,000 units, and I will sell at the same price. Price मेरा उतना रहेगा, but 3 months बाद I'll increase the price by 100 rupees, and I'll start making more money. That is option number one. My option number two, my friends, is I source blankets from somebody else. I get into a partnership and alliance with somebody else who makes blankets. मेरे साथ वाली फैक्ट्री है, वो blanket बनाती है. I tell them कि how about if we make a combo? I put a bed sheet, you put a blanket, and we sell that combo at 1,500 rupees. I give you blanket, or you give me blanket, I put a bed sheet, we make a combo, sell it at 1,500 rupees, and let's go and massive, because he has some customers, I have some customers, we have different customers, right? Can have common also, different also. So I get access to his customers, he gets access to my customers. We both work together, bedsheet and blanket and combo बेचते हैं. Which one do you think makes more sense to you? Question. I gave you two options. Which one makes more sense to you? Okay, Parvez says, I'll go with option one. Buy two, get three. Kenari says option two. Buma says option two. Silesh says second. Alma says second option. Silesh says both. Both नहीं, एक चूज करना है. इतना लालच नहीं करना है सिलेश. एक चूज करना है, दोनों नहीं करना है. Second, first, option one, option two. Option one, you see, both are equally lucrative. Both options are making sense. But second option, product portfolio is increasing. So, Silesh, okay, let's say that's a good one. So, your product portfolio increase हो रहा है. That's a good decision to look at. Now, what you just did, but blanket is seasonal, okay? Good that you're looking at assumptions कि भाई क्या करना चाहिए. We can cater to more market. Option two में, option one में we can increase our market share. Option one में what I'm trying to focus on is increasing my market share. Option two में what I'm doing is I'm increasing my market as a whole. Market ही बड़ी कर रहा हूँ, market share नहीं, market ही बड़ी कर रहा हूँ. What I'm trying to do is understand this, my friend. Option one, I'm trying to increase my market share in my existing market. The second option, I'm trying to increase my market. मैं blankets वाली market में भी जाके I want to sell my brand. कि oh, there's a brand with bedsheet and blanket combo आ रहा है. Oh, this person does bedsheet. Oh, we liked the bedsheet, but the blanket was not so good, but bedsheet बहुत अच्छी आई थी. Let me just go and buy a bedsheet. You don't know. Something like that can happen as well. So I'm taking that business chance. How are you able to figure out all of this, my friend? कि ब्लैंकेट सीजनल है, मार्केटिंग करते हैं, स्ट्रेटेजिक अलायंस में जाते हैं, मार्केट पेनिट्रेशन मतलब एग्जिस्टिंग स्कीम चलाते हैं, फाइनेंशियल सेंस बनेगी या नहीं. All of this is strategic management. What you're doing, my friend, is strategic management. You're doing analysis and formulation. You're doing the first two steps, like I said. Chapter 1 to 4 will talk about analysis and formulation. Implementation, evaluation, chapter 5 करवाएंगे. What you're doing right now in your brains, my friend, oh, seasonal है, price होगा, which options make more sense? You're thinking, this is strategic management. This is what businesses are doing. It provides a framework for all major decisions of an enterprise. Are we clear? Give me a yes or a no. Very nice. Very nice. Number 5, it prepares the organization to face the future. It prepares the organization to face the future. कैसे? You tell me how. You tell me how, and I'll tell you how very quickly. And Pele, you tell me how. How is strategic management preparing the organization to face the future? Absolutely. AFIE प्रोएक्टिव करवा दिया है, एनालिसिस करवा दिया है, फ्रेमवर्क फॉर डिसीजन मेकिंग करा दिया है, कोर कॉम्पिटेंसी बनवा दी है. स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट. नाउ दिस माय फ्रेंड, ये वाला जो है, ये वाला पॉइंट, योर दिस पॉइंट इज बेसिकली द रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस प्लस दिस प्लस दिस प्लस दिस. ठीक है जी. दिस इज प्लस 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 प्लस, यहाँ होते हुए आप यहाँ पहुंच जाते हो. यू रीच दिस प्लेस. स्टार बना के देखते हैं. वेरी नाइस. Strategic management helps you define goals and mission. It helps the organization to develop a core competency and competitive advantage. It helps it to be more proactive. It helps give a framework. All of this helps you to be prepared for the future. Simple है. Simple याद रखना है. It helps you define goals and objectives, right? The goals, the mission. It helps you create a core competency and competitive advantage. It helps you to be proactive, to be more 60-40, 70-30 proactive करवाता है आपको. It helps you get a framework for all your decision makings, which are the big decisions of your business, and thereby it prepares you to face the future. It helps you face the future, and because you have now been ready to face the future, it then also serves as the corporate defense mechanism. It then also serves as a corporate defense mechanism against mistakes and pitfalls. It tells you कि क्या गलत जा सकता है. It tells you what can go wrong. It gives you scenarios. It helps you analyze what is right, what is wrong, and then it serves as a corporate defense mechanism against all the mistakes and pitfalls. Corporate defense mechanism बन जाता है. CDM, corporate defense mechanism. Something goes wrong, you can react. Chances of going wrong are less because you're proactive. You have analyzed stuff. But even if things go wrong, you can react enough. You know what happened. You know your process. You can quickly identify गलत क्या हुआ है. You know, the fun about strategic management is it's easy to figure out the mistake. Let me ask you this question. How many of you think you're able to figure out what went wrong in the examination? Let's say you gave an examination and you did not score really good marks. अच्छे marks नहीं आए. कितने लोग हैं जिनको समझ आते गलत क्या हुआ है? I have never understood. I always feel I did my best. Why did I not get good marks? I always feel this. How many of you really understand कि गलत क्या हुआ? Kenari says, sometimes I get to know, right? Rihanna says, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Boma says, never, not me. I never understand what went wrong. Right? Silesh says, writing practice not done. Parvez says, never, कभी समझ नहीं आता है भाई हमसे गलती क्या हुई है. Right? Right, Parvez, I agree. I also never understand what went wrong. You're not expressing well in the exam. You're not writing answers well. Right? Miss that little extra. You think the revision was not up to the mark. 80% of the people, you understand what went wrong. 20% of us do not understand what went wrong. And you know, the people like me who do not understand what goes wrong will fail repeatedly. I can tell you from experience. When I say fail, not the exam, but we will fail to understand. Why? You know why? Because we are very self-sufficiently egoist in terms of saying कि अरे हम तो पूरी तैयारी करके गए थे. The सामने वाला did not evaluate us right. I'm telling you, I do that a lot, so I know my mistake. I know where I go wrong in terms of thinking, but I never understand. मैं तो exam सही किया था. Maybe the सामने वाला doesn't understand me. But I'm very happy that 80% of you still understand that. For people who are like me, boss, it is time, including me, to understand what goes wrong. And that's where strategic management, जैसे concepts, not in personal life, but for business I'm talking about. Something similar we'll figure out in life, but for businesses, the cost is huge. For businesses, the investment is huge. And you really need to very quickly understand गलत क्या हुआ and you have to correct it. You can't be like, I made a new product, I entered a new market, I introduced the product and it failed. Nobody bought it at all. And then I sit and think, oh, kya galat hua tha? The product was nice, the packaging was nice, the price was okay. Why did the customers not buy? I'm not able to understand. And I spent 3 months just figuring out ki galat kya hua. टाइम निकल जाएगा. Strategic management serves as this corporate defense mechanism because it's a step-by-step blueprint. So now you can figure out that where did things go wrong? When you go step by step, which is evaluation. अब आप implement कर दोगे, when you do evaluation, the last step of strategic management, you figure out, oh, this is where things went wrong. For example, maybe the the decision makers were not making the right decisions. Maybe the government policy was different. Maybe we did not even understand the market. Maybe we were too aesthetic for the price point. Maybe we were too poorly branded for the price point. You don't know. Maybe you can say that I am a very organic brand. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. I'm a very organic brand and I put everything natural. There is no chemical in my product, right? But मेरी packaging इतनी tacky, it is so colorful, it is so bright, poorly packaged है, the quality of the box is not very nice. And I'm saying because I'm natural, this product is 2 times the normal product price. Normal product is let's say 100, I am selling for 200, but packaging एकदम बेकार है, right? And I feel because packaging से क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Product quality is something that customer will value. The point is no, the customer will go to the shop, look at the packaging and say, itna bakwas packaging while I pay 200 rupees for it. You will not be standing there to explain to every customer कि अरे the product देखो, packaging मत देखो. कितने customers को बोलोगे, right? Because you had created steps, because you had a blueprint, which is called strategic management, you can go back, evaluate each step very quickly. Okay, this was right, maybe this is where you go and figure out, do some research, study, and you figure out maybe this is where we went wrong. Maybe this is what did not work. Let's change this. Okay, packaging was wrong, product was nice, price point is okay, people are okay to buy 200, the product is nice, they're liking the product, packaging is the problem, change the packaging. And now the product clicks. Maybe that was the problem. The problem was never the product. The problem was never the market. The problem was never the price. The problem was packaging. How do you figure out the problem is corporate defense mechanism. भाई steps है, blueprint है. You can fall back, come back to business again. You don't have to stop the business. You can come back, bounce back quickly. Okay? So again, for people who understand what goes wrong, because you are creating a process in your mind that this is what I'll do, this is what I'll do, you know where I'm not putting efforts, and that's a good thing. You should work on it. Don't be proud कि मुझे समझ आए, उस पे काम भी करना है, right? You have to work on those weaknesses also. And people like me who don't understand what went wrong, it's time we sit down and create stepwise thing of what we did and what went wrong, right? There's always something that went wrong. Maybe I spent too much time on one subject, not on the other, because I was very confident on a subject, and that is where the disaster starts. Could be anything for you, right? You have to figure that out. Last one is enhance the longevity of the business. Simple है दोस्त. If you do all of this, ये सब आपने अगर कर लिया, ये सब आपने अगर कर लिया, it will eventually lead to this. It will eventually lead to this, which is enhancing the longevity of the business. ठीक है जी? If you do all of this, टक 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 सब करते 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 पहुंचोगे, यहीं पहुंचोगे, यहीं पहुंचोगे. एग्जाम्पल है फटाफट से. Let me give you a very quick example, and then this topic is done. How many of you have heard about the brand Tata? Tata का नाम सुना है? Have you heard about Tata? Absolutely. Wonderful. Very good. We all know Tata. Tata has a very well defined goal and mission. They have a great uh, mission and a goal कि ये करना है, इतना करना है, ऐसे करना है, where we want to be, why we want to be. It has some core competencies, right? Like the trust of the brand, the ethics of the brand, right? They do everything very aesthetically. You go and look at a Tanishq store, you go and look at a Titan I Plus store, you go to a Tata hotel, you go to a Tata product, you look at a Tata product. It is very aesthetically developed. It's very Indianized. Everything Tata does is very Indianized, right? They give an India touch with modern feels, right? That's what their overall core competency is, and they have a trust in the brand. You feel good about the brand. Feel good factor है brand में. That is their core competency, and that's why they win over competition. They are very proactive. Whatever new thing is happening, they do it. They are very very proactive. हर नई चीज वो लोग करते हैं. Tata 1mg खरीदा, right? They were in quick commerce was coming. They were there. Tata sponsors IPL. Tata Neo, right? The online thing. Tata I plus Kia. Tata Motors. Look at the cars Tata Motors is introducing, right? Latest cutting edge EV technology. The designs are very modern, very nice. They're innovating quickly. They're very, very quickly. TCS, one of the biggest IT companies in the world. दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी IT कंपनी है. It is 3 times Wipro. It is 2 times Infosys. It's huge, right? It's innovating. Cloud, AI, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं वो लोग. They have a framework for all decisions. Very well defined organizations हैं इनकी. Who does what, when, how, defined structure of everything. It is there's a legacy to things. If somebody goes away, अगला बंदा आता है उसको पता है क्या करना है. There's a well defined structure, right? They're always, that's what I said, they're always looking at the future. They're changing quickly with times, with generation, with technology, very, very prepared for the future. It's not like they haven't failed. Tata Nano failed, but they bounced back. टाटा मोटर्स ने नैनो निकाली, फेल हो गई, बट डजंट मीन टाटा मोटर्स उन्होंने बंद कर दी. टुडे टाटा मोटर्स इज डिसरप्टिंग द ईवी segment, right? I've seen so many Tata cars on the road. Earlier, I did not see so many Tata cars. Today, like so many of my friends have bought Tata EV cars. They're back on track. Serves as a corporate defense. They knew what's going wrong. They figured out, oh, maybe this is what we are doing wrong. Let's go double down, correct it, and increase. And what has helped achieve all of this is longevity of the business. कितने साल हो गए टाटा को इंडिया में? My question, what do you think? How old is the Tata brand in India? More than 150 years, right? More than a century. 100 साल से ज्यादा हो गए होंगे. Almost. If not 150, if I'm just thinking, but more than 100 years for sure, right? 150 years तक एक brand चलाना. The brands we see today are just so young. We're talking so much about Zomato, Blinkit, Zeptos, and the Amazons and the Flipkarts of the world. These are 12, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. Flipkart is like 15 years old, right? YouTube is 15 years old, my friend. YouTube 15 साल पुरानी company है सिर्फ. Instagram is what, like 7, 8, 10 years old company. We're talking about a company, Tata, which is 150 years old, right? Almost. More than 100 for sure. That is what I'm saying. But again, look at how all of this has helped enhance the longevity of the business. How all these things have helped increase the life of their brands and business, that they have been recognized. They're still fighting. They're at the top of every business even today. New age businesses उनको तोड़ ही नहीं पा रहे हैं. They're at the top of things, my friend. That's how you enhance the longevity of the business. Does this make sense? Give me a yes. Okay. Do you understand the importance of strategic management? Will you remember these 7 points? Will you remember these 7 points? Okay. Very nice. Very frequently asked in the examination. Each point is a question in itself. So remember what we have studied here. Okay. The limitations. We'll do limitations, then we take a 10 minutes break, and then we come back and do vision, mission, and intent. Okay, another interesting topic. So limitations. Importance, we are clear. The limitations also we are very clear. One, complex and turbulent environment. The environment is absolutely complex and turbulent. कुछ भी कभी भी कैसे भी हो सकता है. कुछ भी होता है, कभी भी होता है, कैसे भी हो जाता है. It's so difficult to understand the environment, and the moment you think you have understood, it changes. The moment you feel, oh wow, I've just understood this, things change. Things start changing, right? That's how complex and turbulent the environment is. So strategic management पे इतना टाइम पैसा लगाने की जरूरत ही क्या है? Why should I invest so much time, money, my planning, my team? मैं इतना brain time लगाऊं ही क्यों? अगर if the environment itself will change. If the environment itself will change, why should I even invest so much time and money on strategic management? That's a limitation. People get frustrated, businesses get frustrated with the fact that yeah, we planned so much and things changed. For example, for example, okay, now think about this. I am let's say cyber security expert. ठीक है जी. I am a cyber security expert. I started freelancing business. I started serving the European Union. I'm giving you an example. I'm a cybersecurity expert. I started working freelance. I hired 3, 4 more engineers. We started a company. We started serving customers in the European Union. रशिया अटैक यूक्रेन. ठीक है जी. बीच में आए और उठा के यूक्रेन पे अटैक कर दिया. इंडिया से all services of cyber security are hampered now. So by law, let's say, I'm just giving a hypothetical example. Okay, let's say, and the new law comes that any cybersecurity services being provided out of India cannot be provided to any European country for security reasons. Business ठप हो गया मेरा. I can't do that. So the environment is so, I did research, I did planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling किया, analysis किया, complex structures बनाया, organization बनाया, hiring की, पैसे लगाए, investment की, skill development किया अपना, core competency बनाई in cyber security. I created a competitive advantage where the customers trusted me. सब कर लिया था. But, but the environment changed for me. Now I'm frustrated. What's the use of strategic management? That's a limitation. That's a shortcoming of strategic management. होता है ये. Number two, time consuming process है. The 4 steps of analysis, formulation, implementation and evaluation. It's a long process. It's not a simple 2 day session कि अरे 2 दिन सब लोग बैठ के ये कर लेंगे. It's a long, continuous, time consuming process. ये चलता रहता है. It's never ending because you are proactive, then you react. You are proactive, then you react. Something happens, you react. Something happens, you react. Keep checking if you're right on the right track. Milestones, reviews, business reviews. Are we making profit? Are we making cash flow? प्रॉफिट कैसे है, कंपेटिटर ने क्या कर दिया, गवर्नमेंट ने क्या बोल दिया, कंपटीशन इज डन इन न्यू थिंग, व्हाट कैन वी डू, ओ दे आर गोइंग फॉर अ लोअर प्राइस, व्हाट कैन वी डू. एवरी सिंगल डे ये चलता रहता है. इट्स अ टाइम कंज्यूमिंग प्रोसेस. इट्स नॉट वेरी हेल्दी फॉर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस व्हिच वांट टू बी वेरी क्विक. इतना सोचने का टाइम है नहीं जिनके पास, उनको बस करना है. दैट इज स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट का लिमिटेशन. इट इज टाइम कंज्यूमिंग. नंबर 3, इट इज अ कॉस्टली प्रोसेस. If you go to a kirana store uncle or an auntie, right, somebody in your locality, an uncle or an auntie or a family, or the couple is operating a kirana store, and they make sales of, let's say, 50, 60,000 rupees a month. They make 20, 30,000 from their shop. You go and tell them, oh uncle, I have studied strategic management. You should do is you should be very proactive in your shop management. You should what you should do is you should think about the competitor analysis. What is the other shop? Like, इधर आओ. I make I'm selling Maggie chips और Coke बेच रहा हूँ मैं. आई डोंट नीड स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट, ये आपका एनालिसिस मुझे चाहिए ही नहीं। कस्टमर खुद आता है कोक खरीदने, द कस्टमर कम्स देमसेल्फ टू बाय मैगी चिप्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, दे जस्ट शू यू अवे। यू नो व्हाई? बिकॉज ऑल ऑफ दिस इज कॉस्टली। एक कंसल्टेंट आएगा, दे विल टेल यू, यू विल गिव इट अ ट्राई, you will allocate resources, you will think, you will research. It will take a lot of money. Will you make back so much money? You don't know. So the limitation of strategic management is, even though it is relevant for all shapes and sizes of the organization, but because it is time consuming and costly, smaller businesses are hesitant to go for strategic management, right? And number four, you are smart, but competition is not dumb. There's a statement in marketing, there's a statement in management classes that you might be the smartest business, but your competitors are not dumb. बेवकूफ नहीं है वो। आप अच्छे हैं, you are very smart and clever and you are very like you're better than everybody else. But people are not foolish. People are not dumb as well. So do not undermine the competitor. And it's very difficult to estimate what is the response from those people, not just their strategies, but the response to your strategy भी आपको नहीं मालूम. For example, taking back to you the same example, I am the manufacturer of bedsheet from Surat and I go with option A. I go with option A. I say at the price of two, I will give three bed sheets. Very nice. At the price of two, I will give three bed sheets. My competitor says, oh, okay, he's doing at the price of two, three, market share लेना चाहता है मेरे से, आ जाओ. I will compete with you. My competitor says at the price of two, I will also give three bed sheets, but I will give two cushion covers extra too. अब बताओ क्या करोगे? I will give you two extra cushion covers too. The war is on. You don't know how the competitor will respond. आपने अपनी scheme चला दी. And now you have committed to a scheme. Now you will have to give three at the price of two. But competitors तो और भी चीज extra दे रहा है. So even though you did not get the market share because the other person was also doing a scheme, and you still had to sell three at the price of two, तो आपने पैसा भी खो दिया. You lost money and you did not even acquire the market share. That's a limitation of strategic management because you don't know how the competitor will respond. The response of the competitor is unknown or very difficult to estimate. हो सकता है वो कुछ ना करे, हो सकता है वो बहुत कुछ कर दे. You don't know. Very difficult to estimate the competitor's response, my friend. Are we clear on the four limitations? Time consuming, costly, complex and turbulent environment, and difficult to estimate competitors' response. Okay? Give me a quick yes, everyone. Okay. Good. Very good. What we'll do now is we'll take a short break and we should be back. Okay? We'll take a very short break and be back in 10 minutes. Okay? Very good. Just looking at all the slides. Okay, very good. Let's take a break of 10 minutes and we will be back. It's 8:25. Let's be back at 8:35, my friends. Thank you. all of you to join in. If you can hear me, please join back. Okay, wonderful. Be active on the chat if you joined in. Please be back. Okay, awesome. I see people joining in. We'll just wait for another 50 seconds and then we start with the next piece, which is a question on your screen. Okay, for all those who have joined back, there's a question on your screen. For those who are now joining, please read the question carefully and think of the answer. You don't have to give the answer, just think how you would write the answer. Okay, read the question. It's hashtag test toll plaza, like we discussed. This is your hashtag test toll plaza, and the question is on your screen. Read it carefully and think of the answer in your mind. You don't have to give the answer right now. You don't have to type the answer. Think about it. Shanti Manufacturing, a family-owned business established in 1985, specializes in producing high-quality kitchen appliances, my friend. Things were right, but then they changed. However, they changed with time and they ensured the business was long term. They gave more life, gave more bandwidth to the business, and that's how they achieved success. That's what the case is about. Read the question also very carefully, not just the case. Analyze how Shanti's strategic management initiatives contributed to its specific strategies that the company implemented and how these strategies address what the challenges it faced. Now, discuss the importance of strategic management in ensuring the long term success of an organization. You see, how the questions are going to come in the examination. These are the kind of questions you will face in the examination, the subjective ones. The MCQ ones are going to be easy. We'll practice those. We will practice the MCQ sessions after we do a few chapters, like after 1 and 2, we'll do an MCQ test. Then after 3 and 4, we'll do. After 5, we'll do a full syllabus MCQ test as well. But you read the questions and you understand what kind of questions will come in the examination, my friend. Okay, now, question to you. We discussed yesterday how to write answers. What should be the format of writing answers in the examination? Can somebody tell me what were the three layers to an answer? What were the three layers we talked about yesterday of how to write an answer? What were the three layers? First one was introduction. First one was introduction, the second was body, and the third was conclusion. Absolutely. Introduction is from the question and scenario itself. Body is the bullets points. It has to be in bullets. And finally, a conclusion, answering what the question has asked you to answer in the specific statement. So introduction, body, and conclusion. How many of you felt confident that you can answer this question? Give me a yes. If you did not feel confident, you think, yeah, I don't think I can write, I would be writing the answer. I would be able to write a good answer for this question. Give me a no. If you think you could write a good answer, give me a yes. If you think I am still low on confidence, give me a no. If you feel confident that you can write an answer to such question or this question, give me a yes. Otherwise, give a no. I see 60% of the people saying yes. 40% of the people are still like, I'm not very sure. Yes. Okay. Most of the people are saying yes, we think, we trust we'll be able to do that. A few people are saying maybe, I don't know. Okay. No problem. We're going to practice so much more that you will be confident by the time you sit for examinations. I can assure you, I will give you maximum confidence. अब वो आप retain कर पाते हो is your job, but I will give you so much confidence through practice, through concepts. When you sit in the exam, you're like, I know this stuff. I know this. Okay. I've seen this. I've done this. I don't worry anymore about strategic management as a subject in the syllabus. I'm pretty sure of my 50 marks. I'll give you that confidence for sure. Okay. Cool. Very interesting topic. Intent. Strategic intent. Understanding the vision, the mission, the goals, objectives, and values. The vision, the mission, the goals, objectives, and values होते क्या है? Intent क्या है? Strategic intent defines the overarching goals and directions that guide actions and decisions towards realizing the vision, focusing on specific objectives and outcomes necessary to reach it, while vision sets the destination. Strategic intent maps the path to get there. मतलब क्या है इसका? What does this even mean? This means, my friend, very simple. Very simple. Okay. Let me explain it to you in simple terms. Let's take a very basic example and think together. Let's say there is a vegetable vendor. You have seen vegetable vendors, they have a cart. I'm talking about very small business. Vegetable vendor on the road having a cart of vegetables. उसके business का vision क्या होगा? What's the vision? What would be the vision of that person's mind में business का vision क्या होगा? कहाँ तक लेके जाना है इस business को? Vision is about how far. What's the wildest thing I can do with this business is my vision. Boomer says to just sell that day's everything that's there on my cart. Everything sells off. I go back home with zero inventory on my cart. That's the maximum vision, right? Good one. मुझे longevity तो नहीं होगा for sure. उसको word भी नहीं पता होगा. Right? To sell on that cart that everything sells off that day. ठीक है? That's the maximum vision. Now let me tell you, to do that, very good. उस दिन का सारा सामान बिक जाए. That's the maximum, right? Vision they would have. Now my added information for you is to do that. To do that, what this person does is, what this person does is जो खराब सामान है ना, there are some tomatoes, there's some cucumbers, there are some brinjal and some spinach, which are very like damp and they're not nice. They're old, they're dry. It's wasted product. But what he's doing is every time somebody says I'm taking 1 kg tomatoes, he say no, take 100 grams more. It's okay. You take 100 grams more and you give me 100 this money. And he starts putting that stuff as well. The cart will get empty very soon. That will happen. Because the cart सामान तो बिक जाएगा. But is the intention right? Is the intention behind the business right? What do you think? Is the intention of that business person right? The answer we get is absolutely no, right? The answer we get is absolutely no. The intention is not right. It won't stay long in the market. Absolutely. The longevity will be under question. The sustainability of the business will be under question, right? It won't stay. Some days people will figure out, or let's say even the same day when people take stuff home, they'll figure out, oh, this guy duped us. We're never gonna buy from this person again. So he can only do that for 1 or 2 days. He can't do that every day. People will figure out, and then he's done with the business. So, my friend, my question to you is, what should be an added thing to the vision? Vision to सबके पास होगा. What should be that added layer of additional overarching thing when you're talking about the vision, the mission, the goals and objectives? The overarching theme should be a good intent. The overarching theme should be an intention to make business sustainable. The intention should be to do a business which adds value to customers' life, which customers love and want to stick with. That should be the intent. Do you understand the concept of intent? इंटेंट अच्छी होनी चाहिए बिजनेस की. विजन, मिशन, गोल्स, ऑब्जेक्टिव सब हो जाएगा. इफ योर इंटेंशन इज रॉन्ग, you will be out of business very, very soon. Intention is that overarching, defines the overarching goals and direction that guides actions and decisions towards realizing the vision, focusing on specific objectives. It guides actions. It's the overarching theme of all the goals and direction. While vision sets the destination, पहुंचना कहाँ है, intent maps the path to get there. You can either be an evil business person or you can be a good, loved by all business person. You will eventually achieve what you want to do, but how you achieve it is your intent, the good ways or the bad ways, right? You are in a water bottle bottling business. What if you are selling tap water, unfiltered tap water, putting into bottles, sealing it, selling it as Himalayan mineral water? What if you're doing that? People will buy it. People will look at the branding, the packaging. They will buy it for 30, 40 rupees as a premium water. They will have stomachache. Somebody will report it someday. It won't go far. Your brand, your personal brand name, everything will be tarnished for life. It's not easy once your image is tarnished. So your intent has to be an overarching theme of your destination, your vision, your mission, your goals, your objective. Are we clear? Give me a thumbs up very quickly. Are we clear on intent and vision? Vision is destination. Vision is पहुंचना कहाँ है. That is your vision. Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? That is your vision. How you want to be there in terms of the good ways or the bad ways, the path that you take is your intent. Okay? Now, Tesla and Zappos, two examples on your screen. Two examples on your screen. Tesla and Zappos. The electric vehicle manufacturer is driven by an innovation, intent. Business कर रहा है Tesla. It's doing a business, it has a vision, but it also has the intent to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. That is what is happening. That is what is helping that organization to have a good intent with the business. Ki bhai, I am taking world to a new technology, a sustainable energy. Zappos. The online shoe and clothing retailer, it's a global retailer of shoes and clothing online, renowned for its exceptional customer service, right? Their intent is so good, they have policies like free shipping and a 365-day return policy. They have a 365-day return policy. आपको नहीं पसंद आ रहा है कपड़ा जूता, 1 साल के अंदर आप कभी भी वापस कर सकते हो. The intent with the business is I just want to give the best to the customer. I will look at people will love my product. I'm confident. So I want to have that intent. I'm so confident on my product that my intention is I just want to give the best to the customers. Now, this commitment to customer satisfaction has helped them create a loyal customer base, and that has differentiated them from the competitive market. Okay, this is intent, my friend. Business कर रहे हैं, they're making money, they're not giving it for free, they're charging money for it, but intention दिखती है. Business की intention दिखती है, I can charge money with a good intent as well. I don't have to give free stuff to show my good intent. I can charge money and still have a good intent. That's what we are studying here. That's what the future ways of doing business is, my friend. You are going to be the next business strategist, your own business for organizations. Please remember when I say this. You can charge a premium to have good intent. इंडियन माइंडसेट क्या बोलता है, अरे अच्छा दिखना है तो फ्री दे दो. नो, you can have a good intent and you can charge money for it. That is what global brands are teaching us. That is how big brands who have cracked this are teaching us. You can charge a premium for being good. That's the intent. That's the power of intent. Customer loyalty aa jati hai. People are loyal to, they just will never go to the competitor. They're like, this product, I love this, they've done this for me, they do this for me, and that's why the loyalty factor kicks in. Okay, very nice. What are values? I'll come to the example. But how many of you have heard this thing? With great power comes great responsibility. How many of you have heard this statement from Spider-Man? Right? Spider-Man says, with great power comes great responsibility, which means as a business, when you have power, when you have money, when you have resources, when you have connections, when you have a network, you have great power. With that comes great responsibility. Now, intent से भी बड़ा है value system. Intent से भी बड़ा है value system. Look at this chart on the screen. Something which is even bigger than intent is value system. Okay, at the core of your decision making, is an intent, a good intent. भाई मैं अच्छा आदमी हूँ, अच्छा, I'm a good person, and my intent to do business is good. I don't want to dupe people, I don't want to like scam people. My intentions are really, really good. My strategic intent is good. My vision is based on my intent. Where do I want to be in the future is my vision. How I will reach that is my mission. Well defined things ki this is where I want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 15. I define that, that becomes my mission. The goals and objectives are breaking down the mission into actionable uh, activities, right? Tomorrow I want to sell this. In 3 months, my profit should be from 10 to 15. In 6 months, I want to double my business. In 2 years, I want to take this 100 crore to 500 crore, right? Those are goals and objectives. Well defined actions are goals and objectives. इन सब को ओवरऑल करता है वैल्यू सिस्टम. इंटेंट अच्छी है, but what is my value system? Value system is even beyond the intent. Now, what is value system? Value system is basically the principles that you have for your business. Intent is मैं कुछ गलत नहीं करूंगा. Why? Because my value system doesn't allow it. My intent is I will do nothing wrong with anybody. I will not scam my customers. I will not uh, exploit my suppliers. I will not uh, pressurize my suppliers if I have more power. That is my good intent to do business. Why? Because my value system doesn't allow, my principles do not allow, my sanskar. You know the Hindi word sanskar, my value system, my upbringing? That's the same thing that happens with the business. When the owner, the founder starts it, it gives those value systems to the business. We will never, ever bribe. We will never, ever do something which is unethical. We will keep customers at the center of all decision makings. We will do everything within the legal boundaries. I will not find shortcuts. I will not find jugaads. I will not I will not cut corners, right? I will do what it is. I will say what I do and I will do what I say. Those are my value systems. Based on that, you have an intent. Yeah, my intent is good. My vision is this. This is how I want to reach. These are my action points. And that is this diagram. I have an overarching sanskar, my principles, based on which I have a good intent. My intent to do business is good. This is where I want to be. My destination, future destination is my vision. How I want to do that is my mission. My small broken down activities of my mission are goals and objectives. Please remember, values supersede the intent. Values supersede intent. याद रखना ये. Please remember, values supersede intent. Values are bigger than the intent. Values are over everything that you do, right? It's your subconscious principle. It's your subconscious mind which doesn't allow you to do something wrong. That is called value system. And that is what the business has. The founders, the board of directors have a value system, right? Like most of you were talking about Ratan Tata. Now, he has given that value system to the Tata legacy that we will not do anything that's against the customers. We will not be known for something that is unethical. If it costs money, we will spend money, but we will be within legal boundaries. We will do what is right and we will do it the right way. Okay? We will be effective and we will be efficient. We'll talk about that in the syllabus as well. Do the right thing and do it the right way. The value systems talk about it. Okay? Are we clear, my friend? Are we clear? Some examples of values of Indian brands. Some examples of values of Indian brands like Tata has integrity, excellence, social responsibility. HUL as a brand has purposeful growth, right? Integrity, respect for people. Airtel's values are customer centricity, innovation, and transparency. They stand by these. They deliver this. They think, they take decisions based on this. All their decisions are based on this. All their decisions are based on these value systems they have as an organization. That's the power of value, that it helps support the decisions that you are taking. Okay? Before I go to the question, some common examples of values. Some common examples of values are like integrity, trust, accountability, humility, innovation, diversity. But the question then is, why are values so important? Because it helps create a legacy and not just fade away in the passage of time. Why do you need value systems? Is because you have to create a legacy for your business. 4 दिन का business नहीं है. It's not a 2 year, 5 year business. You want to do a business which goes on for generations. If you have that wish, if you are doing a business that goes on for generations and generations and generations, you will have to have a value system. You will have to have values. Brands like Haldiram. How many of you have heard about the brand Haldiram? Yes, most of us have. Now, Haldiram is a legacy business. It's been there since decades, right? 60, 70 years हो गए हैं इनको. ज़्यादा 50 plus तो हो ही गए हैं. Why are they able to have a legacy in the business that generations are changing? The forefathers started, then grandfathers, the fathers, now the people who are doing are the fourth generation of people who are doing that business, same business, because of the value system. The values from the founders were like so many years ago, the values were quality, maintain quality, keep innovating, keep going with the times. Don't be rigid. If customer preferences are changing, keep changing them. People eat less sugar today. We make less sugar. Innovate. Put the best quality product. People will pay price. People don't have a price problem. You have to deliver quality. People will pay money. That's what they have created a value system in themselves that deliver the best to the customer. The customer should feel satisfied when they pay extra money. They should feel worth it. That's my value. That's what I want to give in my business, right? That's my value. The customer has to be happy. उस value system पे you create a legacy. That is what value system is creating for you. Okay. Question on your screen. Question on your screen. Read the question carefully and answer. Read the question on your screen and answer. Cool Solutions, a renewable energy company. Read the question on your screens carefully, my friends, and try to answer in your mind. We'll discuss these later as well, but right now, all you have to do is try to answer in your minds. If you're done and read, give me a yes. Okay, wonderful. The difference between the vision and the intent is what we have studied, and that's what the question is also about. These type of questions are what you should expect the test tool plaza in the examination as well. Okay, again, my question to you: how many of you now, after understanding the concept and the format of writing the answer, feel confident that you can answer such questions? Give me a yes if you are confident. Give me a no if you still feel, I don't know, I want to practice more. Very good. I see a lot of confidence in responses, which is a good thing. You know how to write an answer. We have given the format. We're given the concept. You know how questions will come. You now know how these questions will come. I'll upload this PPT today. Even though our chapter 1 is still left, very few concepts are left for us, objectives and all of that. We'll do that in the next session for sure, right? We'll do that in the next session. I'll open the questionnaire right now in the interest of time, but I will upload this all notes today. I'll upload an assignment as well today. Practice that and we will discuss in the next session, okay? Assignment number 1 already uploaded. Assignment number 2 I will upload today. I will upload these notes as well with these questions as well. You can go download, view and study for yourselves and you can practice, right? I see a lot of confidence. Good to see that. Good to see so much confidence in the chat. Okay. In the interest of time, I'm now opening the question hour session where for any of your questions, you can raise your hand. I will unmute you and you can ask your questions, right? You can even ask your questions on the chat and I'll be happy to answer. If you have a question, raise your hand, I'll unmute, or you can also have your question on the chat. Okay, Mujahid, I am unmuting you. Go ahead and ask. Hello, Mujahid.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Morning. Mujahid, we can hear you. Do you have a question?
Yes.
Yeah, please ask. Okay. Mujahid, we can't hear you if you're asking. No problem. You can type in your question as well. That's it. That's okay too.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next we have Uma. I'm unmuting you. Go ahead, ask your question.
Uh, Sir, first we actually read that in the importance of strategic management, we read that being proactive, the company must be more proactive than reactive because it
Mhm.
helps the company to reach the final goal of longevity. But
Correct?
in limitations, we read in the first point that the market changes very quickly. Like we don't know when the market would change.
Correct.
Doesn't these both clash, sir? So how could we actually say that proactive is good? Because I heard that when 3G was in boom and 4G was nowhere on screen,
Mhm.
I think it was Micromax that heavily invested on 3G and
Mhm.
got cut off because of the sudden introduction of 4G.
Correct.
So, so doesn't this mean that if I'm being more proactive,
Mhm.
I'd face huge losses?
Not necessarily wrong. Okay. Let me add this to you, to your question now. You answer, okay? Let's say what you're saying is right, but does proactive mean being proactive only once? Is my question. When I say I should be more proactive, does that mean I should be proactive only once? Or should I constantly be proactive with what's happening in the environment? Are you there? Oh, did you leave? Oh, constantly be proactive, right? You have to be constantly proactive, and that's what this means. So, to your question of Micromax, they were not constantly proactive. If 3G say we are going to 4G, then they have to be proactive for 4G. When from 4G we are going to 5G, and they know the technology is changing, if they're studying the environment right, they will be proactive for 5G as well. You can't say I was proactive at the time of 3G, but today there is 5G, so I can't help. I am not proactive, or that doesn't make sense, right? You can't say that. Why? Because you were proactive 3 months back. Today you are not proactive. So you will eventually fail. You have to be constantly proactive. And if something unanticipated comes, you have to react to that. Okay. If you're anticipating something, you have to be proactive for it. Reaction is only for something that you could not analyze or you were not aware of. If you are aware of something, you have to be proactive. As simple as that. That's why the limitation of constantly changes is, you know it changes. You know it changes. I know it changes. Let's be proactive. That's what it means. The limitation solution is the importance. There are limitations, but the importance always overshadows the limitations. And that is why strategic management is so important. We're not saying it doesn't, the limitations will go away, but they will be lesser. The impact of limitations is lower than how important strategic management is. You want to be longevity, right? You want to have proactive, you want to have clear direction, you have to have a clear blueprint. All of these importance overpower these limitations. And you have to be proactive constantly because it's changing. Okay. That's how you read this. I hope you understood. Give me a yes in the chat if you have, while I go to the next one. Parvez, I see you're the next one. I am unmuting you. Go ahead. Ask your question.
सर गुड मॉर्निंग.
Morning. How are you?
फाइन फाइन सर. सर रिएक्टिव और प्रोएक्टिव को एक स्मॉल वर्ड्स में अगर डिस्क्राइब करना हो तो कैसे करेंगे?
Proactive और reactive को कह रहे हैं आप?
जी जी
बिल्कुल. Have you heard that ad of Bonvita तैयारी जीत की?
जी.
That is proactive. You're preparing for winning. आप prepare कर रहे हो. That is being proactive. Reactive is आप prepare तो कर रहे हो, but बीच में कुछ और आ गया. Let's say you're preparing for something for your examination, and बीच में you figure out कि exam की date prepone हो गई 2 हफ्ते. So now you will change your plan, right? Because of elections और कुछ क्या हो गया, उन्होंने बोला एग्जाम्स अब 2 हफ्ते पहले होंगे. तो आपने जो प्लान किया हुआ था अपनी तैयारी के लिए, you also prepone everything 2 हफ्ता पहले कि now I will change this. So the moment you react to that change is reaction. But आपने एक प्लान बना के रखा था. ऐसा नहीं आप बिना प्लान के पढ़ाई कर रहे थे. तो जो आप प्लान बना के करे वो आप प्रोएक्टिव हो. कुछ चेंज आया सामने से, उसको आपने अपना प्लान एडजस्ट किया. You adjust your solid blueprint plan. That is reaction.
ओके. और एक चीज और पूछना था
जी.
कि ये जो लास्ट पेपर होंगे, मतलब ये पेपर नंबर 6, इसमें दोनों मतलब फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट के दोनों रहेंगे, एक स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट रहेगा और फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट रहेगा.
बिल्कुल.
तो इसमें 50-50% क्वेश्चंस रहेंगे या फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट के ज्यादा क्वेश्चन रहेंगे?
नहीं,
स्ट्रेटेजिक
इट्स अ 50 मार्क थिंग. क्वेश्चन के नंबर भी सेम होते हैं एंड वेटेज इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट थिंग, बट ऑलमोस्ट द सेम रहेगा आपका. आप लास्ट ईयर के क्वेश्चन पेपर्स जाके देखेंगे परवेज, लाइक आई सेड इन लास्ट क्लास. द मोमेंट आप क्वेश्चन पेपर पढ़ोगे आपको समझ आ जाएगा एग्जाम कैसे आता है. आई नो ये डाउट रहता है सबको बिकॉज द 2 पेपर्स आर ऑलमोस्ट पार्ट ए एंड पार्ट बी इन द सेम पेपर. जाके बस पास्ट ईयर का एक क्वेश्चन पेपर देख लो, आपको समझ आ जाएगा कैसे डिफाइन हो रहे हैं क्वेश्चंस.
जी जी.
ओके, perfect. Thank you. Kinari, you're the next one. I'm going to unmute you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
Good. Thank you, sir. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. Go ahead, please.
Sir, I am little confused between strategic intent and vision still. Like
Okay,
I'm confused with that four things still, little bit confused.
sure.
I'm not able to correlate as to which one, I mean, strategic intent is value. I'm just confused between the four.
Hmm.
That's
Okay,
what I'll say.
no problem. Let me help you with that very quickly. Okay. Now, my vision is where I want to be in the future. Okay. Where I want to be in the future is my vision, my future end result where I see myself. But the intent is that philosophical thing, whether I want to be there by being doing the good things the good way or the bad way, right? For example, like we were talking about, you want to that person, this vegetable seller wants to sell everything that's there on the cart. What he can do is he can even sell off the bad products, the stale products, and still sell off everything. Or he can just say, no, I will not sell these things. These are my wastage. I'll take the cost on myself and give the right products to the people. Now, vision to ho jayega. They will still achieve the vision, which is selling off everything. But when he comes tomorrow, would people still buy from him because he had
No,
sold the stale? The answer is no.
no.
This is where the magic of intent happens, Kinnari, okay? When you want your business to have sustainability, when you want the business to recur, people to come and connect with you, have an attachment, have a relation with you, you should have a good intent. So vision, mission, goals, objectives, all these are metrics, numericals, and what you can probably achieve the good way or the bad way. Anyway, you will achieve that. But how you want to achieve the good way, that's intent. You can still do it the bad way, but you will not be doing it for years to come. You can just do it once or twice. That's where intent starts playing the part, right?
Okay.
You understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So, you just mentioned that one assignment has been uploaded, but
Yes.
I could not find it on the portal.
I think we uploaded it. I can check with the technical team. Should be up. I think it takes some time, a few hours, maybe over the night it gets uploaded. You'll see it very soon. I'll check with the team. It should be there today itself.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Thank you. Okay, I have a question from Gurmeet. Can we say proactive is preparing before the situation arises? Absolutely yes. Reactive is preparing after something has happened or adjusting to the change. Absolutely right, Gurmeet. That's absolutely right. Good, guys. No question is a wrong question. No question is a small question. Use the time to get clarity of any concept that you're facing issues in. This is your time. Raise your hands if you want to speak up and talk. If you're not comfortable, I'm still okay with the chat. Go ahead, type your question. Happy to answer. Or if you're all clear today, we continue with chapter number 2 in the next chapter number 1 we complete and we start chapter 2 in the next session. We'll start chapter 2 as well. I'll anyway upload the entire notes that we have for chapter 1 today itself. Should be up for you to practice, to see, learn, right? But we'll continue with chapter 1 in the next session and start with chapter 2. If all is good, give me a thumbs up. Okay, we can wrap up as well. While I solve a question from Salesh, vision is a component of intent. No, intent is an overarching theme which drives vision. Okay? Intent is like your own principle, your own ways of the path of reaching a vision. उसका component नहीं है, it's a path to reach vision. The good path or the bad path, right? It's a path to reach the vision. Okay, Kinnari, I'm unmuting you. I see you have a question. Here you go.
Sir, I don't have a question, but I just read the questions you just displayed on the screen
Mhm.
during the session, and knowing the answer, I was not getting any clue how to present it.
Very good.
I
I'm
know
very happy.
I know the three levels. I know what the answer is, but I still couldn't even guess the first line of how what it would be. I did even try took pencil
Mhm.
and I did try on my rough book, but couldn't do it.
Very happy to hear that, Kinnari. Why is that happening is because this is the first or the second class only. That's okay. If you couldn't write, that's okay. I can guarantee by the end of all these sessions, you can write those by closing your eyes as well. But what we got to do is, I've done assignments. I'm uploading assignments of similar questions. Start practicing. But how will you practice is, like I said, please go and read suggested answers. That is where your magic will start happening. When you see how the institute wants you to write an answer to a question, when you read more, you start imitating that process. Because you're not reading, your brain doesn't even know how to start that answer, right? because
Exactly. I didn't
because you
know
have
how
no
to start.
imagination of what people want me to write. I know, but what should I write? Because you haven't read that thing. Go back today, use this Sunday, go and read the suggested answers. It's there on the BS knowledge portal. You will read 5 answers, you will start writing yourself. I can guarantee you, just by reading any 5 answers, any subject. Read and you'll start writing, I can guarantee. I'll ask the same question to you next session, and I'm pretty sure you'll be confident, 10
Sir,
times more confident than today.
I'll definitely tell you the first thing how many answers I practiced.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Prem, you're confused between goals, objectives, mission, and vision. I know all of these feel similar. Next class, when we start with chapter 1, continuation, Prem, I will guarantee you this will be clear as a concept in your mind forever. Notes upload कर रहा हूं मैं today. Please go and read. If it's still unclear, next session I'm going to do that for sure. मुजाहिद, आपको नोट्स सेम जहाँ से आप BOS में लॉगिन करते हैं वहां से आपको नोट्स मिल जाएंगे LVC के लॉगिन पे. ओके, राइट. As a strategic intent means how we are fulfilling a vision, mission, and objective, the good way or the bad way. That is right, Silesh. That is right. How are you achieving your goals, mission, vision, the good way or the bad way? That is your intent. Okay, cool. With that, let's wrap up for today. Enjoy your Sunday, guys. Study more, enjoy, go out, play something as well. Just don't keep studying.
Yeah,
Go out.
Archit,
Hey, ma'am.
just wait.
Sure, ma'am.
I would like to conclude it.
Sure.
I have heard so many questions which the students have asked during your question answer round.
Mhm.
And I found one thing which is very, very important, which I have found in the answer sheets also. The students are not able to write the answers, although they are aware about the concepts, they are very much aware about the concepts, their knowledge is fine, but they are not able to articulate the answers as it is mentioned in the question. Students generally write whatever they know. Right, to my submission to all the students, as the faculty, CRG Sethi already told you that please do practice. Why, whenever the sir has given you the question, you just write the answer. Just write the answer, try to write the answer, and then evaluate your answer with the answers given in the suggested answers as well as in the RTPs, revisionary test papers. There are so many revisionary test papers because now to 3 times a year the exams are going on, so you have multiple sources to evaluate yourself, as well as the institute has board of studies has already published a model test paper series which consists of 8 to 10 you can say 8 to 10 question banks, or exactly like the question papers. So I request all the students, please go through the website, see there in the BOS knowledge portal, it is very much mentioned model test papers. Do those papers, do those questions, read those questions, and then write the answers which the faculty is asking. I am sure you will be able to write the answers accordingly. Right? I think this is the query which generally students asked.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I request all the students, please do this. And I am pretty sure that you will definitely succeed in your examinations. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
And
you, ma'am.
students, please upload your feedback. It will always helpful to us to make the sessions better to best. So it is always advisable, please upload your feedback, and your feedbacks are valuable to us.
Sure. Ma'am, there's a query on the chat as well. Do we have a mail ID where we can send our doubts?
Yeah, you can. ruchi.gupta@icai.in.
Perfect.
I repeat, Ruchi, RUCHI.GUPTA Gupta@ICAI.in. You are always welcome. Any of our students related to strategic management, any query, whatever query you are having related to strategic management, you all are invited, you all are requested to send your queries on this particular email ID. We will definitely address your queries. Anything else? If anybody have any doubt?
I think
Okay.
we have done.
Then
Yes.
thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, students. Thank you, faculties here at City, as well as my technical team. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Yes, Hanji Shochi. Thank you.